you have to recognize. So I started a startup. I earned 3 crore rupees in I think 2 years. But I spent all that money in paying salaries because COVID came. And then sometime you have to say, this is not my cup of tea. Because I am already old that time, close to 55. I started my startup when I was probably 52-year-old. I think it's better you do these things when you are very young, right? And the youth power is the right segment to enter into this startup. But it is worth. We recently in IIT Council meeting, it was asked that in which way IITs should be named or should be known, because over the years IIT became a brand, but this brand was mostly catering to the new need of the 500 Fortune companies.
True.
Whereas it was seen that whether it is ISRO, DRDO, PSUs, our undergraduates, IIT undergraduates are nowhere in the scene. Of course, the IIT masters have contributed a lot to these organizations, but not the undergraduates. The question was asked, in which way IIT should be known? So one thing came through Channing that IITs should strive for technology development and entrepreneurship, job creation. And during that discussion, it also came to know that how will you achieve the Viksit Bharat 2047 from the contributions of IITians. Can really take pride that we have contributed to Viksit Bharat 2047. So while the discussion was IITian, but many of you may not be IITians, but you are incubated at IIT Mandi Catalyst and other places as well. What my thought based on this discussion is, one of the things that the startup ecosystem don't do in India, I have seen, because I will tell you some story here also. Mostly we don't look at the prospect of reverse engineering. China did fantastic in reverse engineering. I was a guest professor in Hangzhou Dianji University in China, and I visited some of the universities there. One of them is Zhejiang University. In China, every university is meant to do some reverse engineering in a particular field. The university where I was the guest professor, that's for automation, but Zhejiang University, the bigger one, was actually doing all the standards they were developing, what Honeywell does in control and automation, Honeywell, ABB, all these companies, whatever they do, they have replicated it. This is reverse engineering. So we don't do it. We mostly do on software. In fact, when they welcomed me, they said, we are welcoming a professor from the land of software. But that's where I think our mindset has to change, because 2 years back or 3 years back, we started a program because I wanted that. So we started this young innovator philosophy program where 6th, 7th, 8th standards to 8th grade, 8th semester students will get 15,000 rupees per month fellowship along with a business mentor and faculty mentor, and they'll be guided based on a protocol selection. And what I was not happy with that, they're all software. They're all software. And it's not grounded because the students are not at all aware of what they want. When I told them, even a simple nail cutter we are not able to build. A nail cutter. Any Indian made nail cutter, you can't cut your nails. It has to be imported one, then you can use it. This is so shocking.
Belgium.
How bad we are in manufacturing.
Bell company.
I was teaching a course, History of Science and Technology to first years. In IIT Mandi, we believe in learning by doing. When I came here, first thing I did is that I instituted a 100-hour lab-based course called Foundation of Design Practicum. In fact, when I wanted to launch at IIT Kanpur, I found a lot of resistance because this course would require huge amount of effort. But here I brought my students from IIT Kanpur, 3 of them they came, they trained 21 of IIT Mandi students, and then I started a dry run. And in dry run, 194 students participated, and they did this course between 9 p.m. start designing it, conceptualize it, and then use like Fusion 360, how to design the chassis. Then embed the chassis with electronics, sensors. So you use PCB fabrication facilities and other things to achieve that. And then put an onboard computer and control it remotely. So all those things they learn in one course from the scratch. In spite of that, what I find, students are still oriented to only software. They really do not go to deep tech. We feel hardware and software has utility. When you don't focus on the hardware, you don't really work hard on it. How simple software? Yes, software has certain applications, but given the geopolitical situation and the Atmanirbhar Bharat, we need to have balance between software and hardware. So the HST course, that is History of Science and Technology, not this Himalayan fabric. And that course, what I did is that we have students, I told them, go do a research, find out what are the things that we are importing hardware-wise. You know, everything, even a pulse oximeter, glucometer, you name anything, you know, this on the mobile you have a glass you put mount, that is also imported, right? So literally everything is imported. We do not really produce anything in-house. So I told them that you find out 5 important items that you think will be interested to reverse engineer. And out of 5, you zero in one that you think is better for you based on your own strength and based on the demand and the other commercial calculations. And they came up with some products. There are 11 groups. Let me tell you, out of 11 groups, we could only select 6 people's product, which we will fund, our institute will fund them. Others we rejected. Means throughout the whole semester of exercise, they could not come up with a product that they can reverse engineer. So this is the status that all those startup founder, co-founder, members who are all present, I would also request all of you
This AC unit,
that
temperature can't be controlled.
from a simple pulse oximeter to glucometer to as sophisticated as Raman spectroscopy.
अच्छी है, पूरी भी है.
We are important. I think there has to be a sea change in your thought process that can't be produced here. Why can't we produce all these things? When you think of a startup, what is your business? Because we know whatever we are importing, that has social demands. People are using it. You don't really have to think that whether this has a market or not. Anything that we are importing, they have a market and hence there is import. But they are not produced here. So this is what my advice to all of you, if some of you, and I would request also our catalyst to give a thrust on reverse engineering. One thing, we don't have to create some kind of, I like this and hence I'll do. No. A service to country means based on what people are needing. And basically, you see that in agriculture, from harvestation to everything, we are importing that German made, what is that machine? I am forgetting. 32 lakh rupees machine. That goes and cuts the grain and then winds up and does everything. So, everything, literally everything we are importing. And we think we don't have to do it. No, do it. Bring in some innovation, reduce the cost, and by stopping the import and producing yourself, you are doing a great service. And I can tell you, in the reverse engineering, if we take it very seriously, we will have many successful startups. So this is not only in healthcare, it is in agriculture, healthcare, and of course, defense is the very attractive area where all that, from simulator, driver simulator to everything we are, Professor Dr. Pramod Satyaval is there. I remember once in 2006 or so, the Hyderabad Army division, they invited me to build a simulator. So, but they said you have to build it in 3 months. I said, are you joking? That was the scenario there. All that they have to call a researcher and tell they take a certificate that the IIT Kanpur researcher was approached, but he said he can't provide it. So we have a license to import it. But things have changed. Now, government of India wants that we produce it. So there are ample scope. We are a country of almost 1.5 billion. Our demands are huge. Then the sustainability. Sustainability is very important because within sustainability, energy consumption has to be taken care of. Recycling has to be taken care of. And many other aspects. For example, I have been always asking this solar thing, solar energy. Right? What you do with the solar panels after 25 years? You will create a junkyard of this disposed solar panels. So we have a faculty member here, Saptosil. I was pleasantly happy that he is working recycling of these solar panels. So sustainability is very important. It is not simply developing a product.